Hi, everyone. My name is Dan Carmody, and I'm the Executive Director of Tresolution. We're hosting the U.S. Fintech Symposium this September in Chicago on September 14th and 15th. We're really thrilled to have Chris Colson join us today and at the U.S. Fintech Symposium. He is the Head of Innovation for the Retail Payments Office at the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. Chris's presentation is titled Conversational Payments, Using Your Voice to Make Payments. So we're really thrilled to have Chris with us today. Thanks, Chris, for joining us.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to present in September. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, as am I. Can you tell us a little bit more about your presentation? It sounds like a really innovative topic.
Yes. So conversational payments is really one of the hottest topics that's being talked about in the payments industry today. And the reason is, if you think about virtual assistants and how they've really changed our lives over the last 9 or 10 years, it's kind of become that new UI. So it's the conversational UI whereby consumers are now interacting with businesses and their products and services. And really, there's nothing more natural than voice. I mean, the average human can type 40 words a minute, but they can speak 150. And in fact, we're to the point with them now where we actually engage with them the same way that we do with human beings. We rely on them to give us answers. We trust the response that we get. And so in this session, I'm going to talk a little bit about where we've been, where we are, and then kind of where we're going with this unknown. So as conversational payments continue to progress along with the same trajectory of artificial intelligence and machine learning, they'll actually be able to do more. So instead of just telling your device to pay, say, your water bill, you actually be able to have a conversation, will provide advice back. So instead of just giving a command, it'll actually be conversational in nature. And I know that's kind of hard to think about right now, how that actually will work. But think about how people actually interact with the phone and they ask it for directions or they ask it to order food, things like that. Well, now the device will actually have the intelligence, will understand your financial position and be able to give you an advice. So I can now have a conversation with a device and ask it about an upcoming trip. How much money do I have saved for our trip to Hawaii? Or do I have enough money to be able to go ahead and buy that new TV? So it'll go from just a one-way communication to actually that conversation.
Yeah, that's, it just sounds like there's a ton of potential there for huge innovation in the payment space.
Yes.
Which attendees, who should attend a session like this? Who's going to take away a lot? The theme at the U.S. Fintech Symposium is practical discussions and learning. Right. So who should attend a session like this?
Right. So this session's really for everybody. And the reason I say that is because the technology and the potential is still relatively new. There's a lot of excitement about it, but I would say product people, I would say developers, IT, maybe even legal, because when you think about conversational payments in the future, all the things that have to transact, like make sure that somebody actually made the payment. Did you verify that it was the individual? So it's really one of those topics. It's for all audiences.
That's great. Now, we're thrilled that you're speaking at the U.S. Fintech Symposium, but we're equally thrilled that you'll be attending also. Did you have a chance to look at the agenda? Are there any other sessions that are of interest to you?
Yes, I did. And actually, there's quite a few. So for me, because I'll be talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and payment technologies in general, the blockchain and payments. Is it living up to the hype? That's probably the one that I'm most excited about. And then the other one is how Uber is using machine learning and data science to make moving money less risky. So similar to what I'm going to talk about, but just in a different context. So those two would be at the top of my list.
That's great. Well, Chris, thanks so much for making the time to share more about your session today. Very much looking forward to it at the U.S. Fintech Symposium this September in Chicago. And again, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate your time as well. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.